Sometimes people ask me why I talk about Carl Jung so much. His name comes up in my sermons, in my writing, in my conversations, and I get it. He wasn't a pastor, he wasn't a theologian, he was a Swiss psychiatrist. So why does he matter? Well, here's the thing. When you start looking around, you realize so many brilliant people, theologians, psychologists, thinkers, they keep circling back to Jung. Edinger, one of the great Jungian analysts, said his first encounter with Jung's writings blew him away. He called Jung an epical man because it gave him a whole new way of seeing the inner life. And honestly, that's how it happened for me too. When I picked up Jung's Memories, Dreams, and Reflections, I thought I'd just have to read a book for school, but I couldn't put the book down. Page after page felt like he was saying things I had already half thought in my own heart. I found myself finishing his sentences. Questions that I had been carrying for years suddenly had echoes and answers. It didn't feel like I was reading from someone. It felt like I was reading with someone, like I had found a companion for the journey. That's really what Jung has become for me, a companion, not a replacement for faith, but someone who helped give me language that I didn't even know I was missing. Language that helps bridge the gap between an ancient religion and a modern world. Christianity is a living encounter with God, but sometimes people struggle to connect with it in today's language. Jung helps us see why it still matters for the human soul. He shows us that the parables, the Psalms, the cross, the resurrection, baptism, all these things, they're not just stories from long ago. They're mirrors that help us to connect with the human heart. They tell us what's happening inside of us right now. Jung once asked, the decisive question is, are you related to something infinite or not? The question to me is the same one that Jesus put before us when he asked, what does it profit to gain the whole world yet forfeit your soul? It's the question of the spiritual life. Are we connected to the infinite, or are we drifting through life cut off from the very source of our own being? That's why I quote Jung, not because he replaces the gospel, but because he helps me hear it more deeply. He sharpens my ears for the whispers of the soul. He reminds me that faith isn't about escaping humanity, but finding God in the very depths of it. And maybe that's where it connects with you. Have you ever had a dream that seemed alive, that carried meaning? Or read a passage of scripture that suddenly came alive in a way that you didn't expect? Or maybe a season of struggle when unasked questions started pressing in on you? Those are the places where Jung might already be in conversation with you, whether or not you've even read a single page of his book. For me, he's become a lantern holder, a guide who helps me walk through the terrain of the soul. And my hope is that by drawing from him, I can help you see how wide and how deep the gospel really is. For the modern person, for the ancient soul, and for anyone who dares to keep asking questions.